right. Did everyone have a great dinner? Yes? Did everyone have enough wine? That's not really that enthusiastic. Maybe everyone needs a little bit more wine. There you go. Somebody's had not quite enough, but almost enough. Awesome. I hope everyone's enjoyed their fantastic dinner. You'll notice I don't have my co-host Patrick here right now, and there is a very, very important reason, because he is actually our featured entertainment for tonight. And yes, you will absolutely be entertained. Patrick Maliha is actually a man I've worked with many times. He is absolutely hilarious. He's incredibly funny. And by the way, a world record holder as well. Anyone else had, a world record? No? Yeah, me neither. So this is really impressive. He actually holds the current world record for most impressions in 1 minute. He is a comedian who is often seen on Canada's Comedy Network. He is a huge supporter of stand-up right here in Vancouver, and currently emceeing comedy nights at the Cosmic Zoo, amongst other writing and TV work. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the funniest man I know, certainly the funniest man he knows. Let me introduce Patrick Maliha.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Big round of applause for Don. Ladies and gentlemen, Don and your other MC, who happens to be very attractive and sexy. Well, this is nice. This is good. It is always pleasant to be doing a performance in front of, 125 newspaper people? That's great. I hope the reviews are good. That's all I'm going to say about that. Don is correct. I do hold the world record for most impressions in 1 minute. And I beat out the original record holder, Dana Carvey, to get that. And thank you. One person. Really? Okay, there you go. And it's funny because in the States, you hold that world record. You get a Saturday Night Live at movies. And in Canada, you get that world record. You get to perform in front of a room full of media people who've never heard your fucking name. And it's wonderful. I was like, thank you. 3 people applauding. I've never heard of you. Oh, you have heard of me? Oh, thank you. That's one person. She's like, I called you asking if you wanted to subscribe to our paper. Zinga. But it is nice being here. I'm just glad to be here. I'm happy because I spent the day with my son. I'm married, and I am married. Sorry, fellas. And thank you. I know a couple of guys. It's always the best one, son of a bitch. I don't know. I don't see too many guys driving here. Are your standards low tonight? Are they ever? But I am married. How many people here are married? By applause. Married people? By applause. There you go. Oh, that's not bad. How many people dating? Dating? How many people dating? Okay. Some people confused. How many people here are just with somebody until something better comes along? How many? Oh, that's some people applauded twice. That's awkward. That's just uncomfortable. I like the fact that one person at the back actually wooed. That's awesome. One person, woo! What are you doing? You knew what this was. But I have 2 kids, both of them beautiful. So, of course, we have no idea who the real father is. And it's true. When they came out both times, the doctor's like, in my honest medical opinion, I recommend a paternity test. I have a, thank you. One person said, that's the guy from The Simpsons. Yes, this is going to be a tough crowd. I'm not going to lie. Half the crowd's going, what? He does look like Adrian Brody gave up. And the other half the crowd, who's Adrian Brody? I've never heard of her. Is she one of the new housewives? I'm not current. I'm sorry. I don't know why that person sounds like a tranny, but they do apparently. I apologize. But I have the 2 kids. I have a boy and a girl. I have a 3-year-old daughter, a 5-year-old son. And I will say this, girls, way more difficult to raise than boys. Thank you. 2 people. The rest of you have no idea. Or you're just like, I have kids, but they're in the car. And I cracked the window. I'm a good mom. I've got the daughter is very difficult to raise because I'm a guy. And as a guy, I have no idea how women are or how they work. And they frighten me. And now I have a tiny one growing up in my house. And as a guy, you're just like, oh, please, no mistakes. Don't let her grow up to be that girl. And what, oh, there's a couple of women here. Hey, that girl's called empowered in the 21st century. But one woman laughed way too hard at that. Yeah, I have a 3-year-old daughter, and this is the way she greets me. True story. Every day when I come home, this is how she greets me. She's like, Daddy, 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 hug, 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 hug. Runs up, punches me in the nuts, and she just runs away. Ah, chase me. Like, oh, because it's your little girl, you can't swear in front of her. You're like, oh, good job, princess. Way to go. Oh, God, why is my stomach full of puke? This is terrible. My wife, she was like, you should put her in timeout. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I should give her a pony. Good job, sweet pea. Greet every man like that for the rest of your life. Oh, God. I was like, I want to be an old man and have my 37-year-old daughter come up to me like, Dad, I've never been able to meet the right guy. Do you punch him in the nuts every time you greet them? Yeah? Oh, I can't help you. That is the way you meet a man, sweet pea. Never tell me anything other. I have my son. He's 5 years old. Boys are very easy to raise because as a man, I know exactly what he's going through, what he's thinking, because I've had those thoughts. And so I gave him the one piece of advice that every father should give to his son to get him through life. And that was when my son turned 3. I said, son, that's your penis. Don't show it to anyone. And that was it. That's all I got to do. Because as a guy, and ladies, you would never know this, but men, from birth to death, this thought never does not go through our head. I think somebody wants to see my penis. Pretty sure somebody here wants to see my dink. Pretty sure. There are men in this room right now thinking to themselves, he's right, if I showed it enough times, there's a few people who'd be like, good call. Good move. And that's the way it is. And you have to say that to your son. You have to say that to your boy. You have to say, that's your penis, don't show it to people, because he will. Because in his head, he's like, I think somebody wants to see my penis. All right, here we go. And true story, I told him, I was like, buddy, you can't do that. You can't do that. And he actually said to me, he goes, Dad, I think people want to see my penis. I was like, nope, nobody wants to see it. And he's like, no, because girls have privates because they're on the inside, and boys have publics because they're on the outside. So I think that somebody wants to see my publics. And I was like, okay, first of all, that is fucking brilliant. I think you might be a genius. I haven't even thought of that argument. Seriously, your dad can never go back to that bar in Ottawa since 1988. So, wow, good call, buddy. You have to explain to them, underwear is your friend. That's why all little boys' underwear have, they've got, Batman or Spider-Man or Superman. You want to be Superman? Superman wears underwear. Fucking put this on, And as an adult, because when you get hammered at a young age, you mean 19, 20, every guy has that jerk friend who you're in a bar. And as guys, we love nothing more than telling our buddies to do something so they get into trouble. So it distracts from our failings. And you always got that jerk friend who's just at a bar. He's just like, man, it'd be awesome. What? You took your dink out here. That'd be awesome. You'd be like, yeah, I should. And then what happens is your father's training, you just hear that bug-eyed fish dude from Star Wars in your head where you're like, I should take out my dink. And then you just hear, it's a trap. And you're like, oh, that's not a good idea at all. You guys are a good crowd. When you're not into something, you don't mess around. You guys, if you don't like it, you will sit and stare with authority. I think that's quite awesome. You're all just looking at me. That's a lot of dink talk right there. That is, I don't know. You shouldn't think dink so much. That is... I don't even know if we're legally allowed to be at this show right now. I'll just sit and stare until he learns. That's what we're going to do. Well, because he might try it somewhere else, and then he'll be in trouble. That's what's going to happen. One thing I've discovered, timeout does not work with your children. I've learned that the hard way. Anybody here have children? By applause. Children? By applause? There you go. I love by the fact, though, when I ever say by applause, there's always somebody at this audience who keeps raising their hand. I love that. There's always somebody going, I'm raising it as loud as it. Oh, right, this thing. But, yes, I have my son. He's 5, and at the age of 4, discovered that timeout does not work. That's what he figured out. When you put a kid in timeout is just time for your kid to figure out how not to get caught again. That's all it is. It's just I put my son in timeout. He turns into Tony Montana from Scarface. That's what happens. I was like, hey, buddy, not cool. 2-minute timeout. 2-minute timeout. Not cool, buddy. 2-minute timeout. He's like, you put me on timeout, man. Put me on timeout. What do I give a shit about timeout, man? I don't care, man. 2 minute, 3 minute pendejo. I don't give a shit, man. I'm like 4 fucking years old, man. I don't care. I got nothing but time, man. You know what? What? I watch Dora 28 minutes? I don't give a shit about that, man. I don't care. What do I care, man? You know, you put me in timeout, I sit there another minute. That's what I'm going to do, man. I don't care. You're like, what, 41, 42, 40? Freaking old, man. Yeah, that's what you are. You're like, time is like going by. I'm getting so old. I'm going to be dead soon. I don't care. How come I go to sleep, I wake up, my back is sore? That's how fucking old you are, man. You can't even sleep proper, man. Sleep is a motherfucker to you. That's how old you are, man. You know what? I don't need you no more. You know what? I take the wrapper out the cheese myself. I don't need this no more, man. You know? And as a parent, you're like, oh, my God, our kid is swearing at an 11th grade level. He is so smart. He is a precocious spirit. When you have kids, do a lot of traveling. We were down in the U.S. not that long ago. How many people here been to the U.S. recently? My applause. Been to the U.S. recently? There you go. Really? That few? Canadian dollars pretty much at par, and you're all just like, I don't know. If you go across the U.S.-Canada border and you're not careful, they'll look up your bum just for shits and giggles. And I hope this time they just find giggles. What? This is good. I'm glad that none of you have laughed all at once at any one joke. This is awesome. Half of you laugh at one thing, the other half laugh at the other thing. I'm not going to cast aspersions in any way whatsoever, but I have a feeling there is a divide between the worker and management class. That's all I'm going to say. Couple of guys at the back. Can we fire this guy? Does he work for us? No. Fuck. I don't care. I'm just here to get a job at Kitimat. But there's... has there ever been a more apt name other than Black? Are you kidding me? $25 billion, your last name is Black? Could it be? It's like their cousins in the red, not doing so well. But them... The Blacks are doing great. But anyway, we were down in the U.S., my wife and I, and we encountered an American who was racist towards us because of our ethnic background, and not because of my ethnic heritage. By the way, do we have any Americans here? Before I continue, do we have any Americans here? By applause, any Americans? Do we have any Americans? Yes? No? One? One American? By we saying boo words. All right. You may not enjoy this story. I love how when I said, do we have any Americans here, how everybody actually looked around. Do we have any Americans here? I don't. They look just like us. That's how they hide. I don't. But so anyway, so we're down in the U.S., and I thought this guy was going to be racist towards us because of my ethnic heritage, especially because I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, but I'm originally from the Middle East, Thunder Bay, and thank you. 6 of you. What part of Iraq is that, Bay? Sounds dangerous. It's where the thunder is. Get him. But anyway, my father actually is Arabic. He easy, and he is Arabic, and it's interesting because I'm half Arab, then, and my wife is Irish and French, so that means that our children are part Irish, part Arab, which means when they grow up they're going to be loud. That's what that means, and. At some point in time, my son is going to get drunk, high, and blow something up. That's what's going to happen. I'll just be like, Abdul O'Brien, what the hell? He'll be like, I can't help it, Pappy. It's in my blood. All right. Doesn't even make any sense. You're born and raised in Vancouver. Why are you talking like that? But by the way, folks, you can laugh. It's okay. It's everybody keeps looking at their boss. Is he laughing? If he's laughing, then I can laugh. I don't. Can they take the award away before I've won it? Can they do that? Who gave us open bar? It's a trap! But, so anyway, so we're down there, and this guy was racist towards us because we were Canadian. True story. The guy actually says to me, he goes, man, I don't care for you Canadians. You come down here, take all our good jobs, and steal our women. I was like, what? Where does that lineup start? Are you kidding me? My wife is like, what's going on? I'm like, shh, I got an amazing lead on a wonderful job with killer fringe benefits. Don't ruin it. So anyways, I was like, really? You don't care for Canadians? He's like, you guys are too polite. Sign of weakness. And as a Canadian, I was just like, that's not true. Why would you say such a thing? Is there any way I can change your mind? Let's discuss this. It's true. Americans have guns. We have opinions. But it's, and I thought that we weren't too polite until it hit me. I was like, what, as a Canadian, if somebody steps on your foot, what do you say? Sorry, exactly, which is idiotic. Why would you do that? Somebody steps on your foot, sorry. I'm sorry about that. It's two of them together. Double trouble. I apologize. If I scuffed your shoes, send me the bill. I'll replace them. You know. Somebody once asked me, they said, what's the difference between Canada and the U.S.? And I said, well, I think a famous author once said it best when they said the U.S. is a country that fought for its independence, whereas Canada is a country that waited. That's pretty much how it goes. The U.S. was like, screw you, Britain, stars and stripes forever. You know, whereas Canada, we were just like, hey, Britain, thanks for the boat ride. Yay! All these trees, it'll keep us warm, cutting them down in the winter. Hooray! And Britain's like, you're not going to pull any crap like those Yanks down south now, are you? No, not at all. Okay, we're going to go on a boat. It's a year to get back to where we are. No monkey business. We'll hear about it. Okay, don't worry about it. You just give us our freedom when you feel like it. We'll wait it out. We'll be here. Yay! Queen shows up in the 60s. Good to be here in Canada. Is there anything I can do? Actually, we're still under British rule. If you could take care of that, that'd be... That's horrible. Do you have a pen? You're free. Oh, that was close. That was really close. That's... Okay, now with your freedom, you can make your flag anything you want. It doesn't have to be the Union Jack. What do you want? You want a bear? Bears live here. Oh, very dangerous, you know. The U.S. has stars and stripes. And, Russia, the Soviet Union, they've got the hammer and sickle. And what do you want? You want a bear or a wolverine or maybe like a beaver, dumb and hardworking? We don't think of you like that, but seriously, you could have it if you want. Would you like that? And as Canadians, we just, a leaf. What? No, honest, you don't have to just, it's whatever you find on the ground. Just think about it. You don't have to pick it right now. Just whatever you want. Wolverine. A Wolverine is small and shit. Come on, you want a Wolverine? If the leaf isn't taken, we'll take the leaf, please. Okay, but no fucking takebacks. I'm printing up a bunch of flags. No return policy. When it's done, it's done. It's just, you know, we're Canadian, so that'll be our thing, you know. Hey, we're Canada, leave us alone. I don't. Fine. By the way, you're no longer under... Oh, 3 people applauding. They're like, yay! Other people are actually watching me on TV right now going, oh my God, what the hell has happened to Seinfeld? He looks terrible. This show is on every channel. Some people are just confused. I don't even watch TV. What's going on? I'm old-fashioned. I just drop acid and watch the radio. Oh, good for you. Good for you. It's a good show. Last 9 hours. Oh, man. But anyway, this America guy actually told me. He goes to me. He's like, hey, Canada. I'm like, yes. He's like, want to hear a Canadian joke? I was like, what? No. This is why people hate you. What the hell? I was like, here's $20. Kick me in the nuts until I like it. Yay, it's my birthday. You know, but of course, because I'm a Canadian in the U.S., what I actually said was, I would love to hear a clever joke at my expense. Thank you. I'm sure it'd be wonderful. And so the guy's like, all right, here's a Canadian joke for you. I'm like, yeah, what is it? He's like, how do you get 100 Canadians out of a public swimming pool? I was like, what? I don't know. How do you get 100 Canadians out of a public swimming pool? He's like, boom. Your attention, please. The pool is now closing. There. And the fact that only one of you laughed proves his point right there. Just a room full of Canadians looking at me just... So why wouldn't you get out of the pool? It's closing. It doesn't make any sense at all. I don't. In fact, you know, if the pool's closing now, should have gotten out 10 minutes earlier, so... You're showered and ready to go. You're going to make the lifeguard late. This guy's not a comedian. He's a stupid person. That's just rude. think I heard the word please. It must be an emergency of some sort. Because what's the attitude in the U.S.? What's the attitude in the U.S.? That's right, yeah, it's the complete opposite. In the U.S., it's the exact opposite. In the U.S., it's like, boom! Your attention, please. The pool is now closing. Son of a bitch! Man, the pool closes when the says it closes. I don't know why it's an angry pimpin' Bill Cosby in this particular pool, but it's just apparently the cause. That's what the cause is when drinking a gin and juice all day. Do not make me raise my pimpin', cause I will bitch slap you. What's on my ladies that go sucking you? Oh, 5 kinds of going in the sucking and the walking in the And no, I don't need your pity applause. Save it for the awards. Open bar, eat it. Oh, Lord. Thank God none of you know my name. There will be no bad reviews. What's that? Yeah, Adrian Brody's going to get roasted. That's what's going to happen. You're like, I wasn't even there. What's going on? Oh, man. I will say this much, though. Wonderful thing about doing stuff like this is I'm always reminded about office jobs and everything like that. How many people here work? You all work in an office, I would assume? Yes? Okay, there you go. You're all looking at me. Do we? I'm not sure. Was I supposed to report somewhere? I don't know what's going on. But I myself, I've never really worked in an office. I don't know if it's my attitude or whatever, but I've never worked in an office. I had one office job once for a year, and it was bizarre because I'd never worked in an office, so I didn't know, like, office protocol and how, like, what is, like, I guess, appropriate, if you will, for in the office. And true story, first day I showed up, and I show up, and this guy comes up to me, and he's like, hey, where do I know you from? And most normal people would say something like, oh, well, do you watch stand-up comedy, or maybe saw me on TV or something like that, or that's probably where you know me. But instead, because I'm a comedian, what I actually said to the man was, he goes, hey, where do I know you from? And in my head, I thought it would be appropriate to say to him, and I did, I said, do you watch a lot of gay porn? And he just looks at me, he's like, no. Now, a normal person would just be like, I'm kidding with you, I'm a comedian, you probably saw my show. But no, instead, he's like, no. And I just go, well, then I don't know where you would know me from. And I walked away. I didn't think anything of it, just left it alone. Next day I show up and I was like, hey, buddy, what's up? He looks at me, he's like, fuck off. And I'm like, what's his problem? And my buddy goes, he didn't know you were joking. I'm like, what? He has no idea he didn't know that you don't, why would he not think that you would, and I'm like, oh my God. And then it hit me, like, for the rest of the day, he was like, what, how would I know him from that? I don't, one time I clicked the mouse button by accident and I didn't even see a face. How could I possibly recognize him? And just how horrible that guy's day must have been. He goes home from work and his wife's like, how was work? I don't want to talk about it. And then the next day, he's like, hey, the new guy is a comedian. I hate him. You know, so just very awkward things around the office. Not like this. This is pretty awesome. These awkward silences are fantastic. Thank God I don't have to come back on and announce any. Oh my God. All right, how are we doing here for time? We doing all right? What's that? Time's up? Oh, Jesus. Christ, my stalker is here. All right, that's good. Time's up. You're supposed to be in the men's room. All right, very well then. Some of you are actually applauding that. Some of you are thinking, is he available for the men's room? I'm not. What's the price on that? How much did we pay this guy to MC? What is going on? I'll do some impressions for you guys. Would you like that? Would you like some impressions, ladies and gentlemen? We'll do that. All right. I like how some of you are like, just impress us. All right. Very well then. Okay. So let's do this. How many of you Okay, who here would like Adele? Who here would like Adele? Adele? By applause, Adele? All right, okay, we'll do some Adele. How many of you prefer Led Zeppelin? Led Zeppelin? Okay, all right. Okay, so let's do this. So, all right, you guys have been pretty good. So whoever can download the lyrics to Adele's Someone Like You or Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven, whoever can download the lyrics and bring it up here first, I'll read from that. Or if you prefer to all just sit and stare, that would really be great. You kidding me? Oh my God! Just everybody, I'm on a pay-as-you-go plan. The company has some cutbacks, and while we're great, bring it up. And while we're doing that, who would you like impressions of? Could be anybody in the world. Who would you like? Nicolas Cage? Okay. Who else? What's that? Schwarzenegger? Yes. Who else? What's that? Conrad Black. Is he here? Is he in the kitchen? Who wants to hear a story? All right, thanks, Conrad. Thanks. Thank you very much. Thank you, young lady. Thank you. What do we have here? We have Adele. Is it Zeppelin? I like how, geez, you are a go-getter. She's like, oh, it's Adele. She won and she played by the rules. Well, fuck it. I have Led Zeppelin. Let's take that. I have huge breasts. My world is my world. All right. You know, folks, you are allowed to laugh at some of these. It's, they're all like looking, is the girl with big boobs, is she laughing? Because if she's laughing, then it's not sexist. It's, is she laughing? She's laughing? Oh, thank God, because I started laughing. I wasn't sure exactly how this was going to go. All right, what's that? You're laughing and you have Led Zeppelin? Oh, that's okay. You can hit on me after the show. But thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's very... Anybody else here in a shame spiral and is an alcoholic? Anyone? No? Just the one? Okay. Oh, thank you, sir. That's great. Okay. So we had... Yep. There we go. All right. So we had Schwarzenegger, and we had Nick Cage, and who else? Just maybe a few cartoon characters. Who else? Stewie. Okay. Who else? A few more? Yell out, whoever you want. Yell. This is your one time to yell stuff out. Okay, what's that? Stephen Hawking. All right. Folks, if you haven't been offended already, be prepared. This is what happens when you're encountering newspaper people. I'm all just like, do you have any suggestions? They're like, tell you what, give me till 8 a.m. tomorrow. I'll come up 13 suggestions. I'll run it past a few people, and we'll come up with the best one. How does that sound? No, just give me what you want right now. It may not be the best one. Just because it's the first one, it may not be the best one. And honestly, I would like to fact check to see if you, in fact, can do that voice. Just because the internet says it's true doesn't mean it is. All right. So, okay. So we got some cartoon characters. All right. Anybody else? Anybody else? Did Dora? How about no? How about no to Dora? Anybody else here get high and watch Netflix during the day? No? Just one person? All right. Captain Kirk? All right. Okay. What's that? Cartman. All right. From the fucking staff at the back. All right. So, just somebody's refilling water. I'd like to hear Cartman if I could, man, please. Sorry for the accent. I just assume. All right. So, what's that? Foghorn Leghorn? Honestly, is there like a DeLorean parked out front? Is there? Really? Daffy Duck or Donald Duck, Foghorn Leghorn? It's the newspaper industry. Oh, nobody allowed under the age of 55. All right, very well then. Very well then. Eat it. All right, so that's getting some O's from people who are 52. All right. Okay, so Adele is Someone Like You, and if I don't do the impression of who you want to, just feel free to, when I ask who again, just feel free to yell it out. All right? Okay, so here we go. So we'll start with, okay, fine. We'll start with, get Kathy Gifford? No! Okay, no, okay. Sean Connery. Okay, we'll start with Sean Connery. All right, okay. All right.
Ash, I heard that you'd settled down, that you found a girl and you're married now. I heard that your dreams came true. Guess she gave things I didn't give to you. That's something that I don't want to discuss in any way whatsoever, but I imagine that it involves wine and being pretty fucking gross.
And who else? Schwarzenegger said,
Okay, listen out here, old friend. Why are you so shy? Ain't like you to hold back or to hide from the light, you know. Yeah, I hate to hear turn up out of the blue uninvited. But Maria found out about my second family, and I'm here when I was teaching kindergarten.
some people applauding. I recognize that voice. Who else we say? Who else? Quick. What's... Oh, Stewie? Stewie say,
oh, yes, but I couldn't stay away, I couldn't find it today. What the deuce? Oh, I hoped you'd see my face and then be reminded that, for me it isn't over, man. And I
say, listen up here. Never mind, because I'll just find someone like you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think you guys did a chubby ginge. Folks, if you don't watch Family Guy, that meant nothing to you. I'm not gonna lie. I am not gonna lie. Who else? Quick, who else? What's that? Clinton? Ugh. Okay, all right. Bill Clinton. All right. Now listen. Don't beg. Don't forget me. I'll beg. I'll remember you said sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Sometimes. For the record, I want everybody to know I did not bang that chick. Who am I kidding? I fucked the shit out of her. I did. I'm sorry. Oh, Bill, why the language? Who else? Who else? What's that? Oh, Cartman? Okay, Cartman, and then we'll do Cartman, Shatner, Homer. What? Margaret Thatcher? I don't... What? I don't... This... No. I'm just going to do this right now. No. The answer is no. It's Margaret Thatcher. All that's going through... No, I'm not even going to do it. I know Margaret Thatcher is older than me. You don't have to... Folks, there's going to be plenty of time to discuss with me after the show how much you enjoyed my stuff. But right now... Don't make me do something about a woman who just died. And I don't think people dislike this man enough. I think we should. And if you could do a Michael Jackson and a Whitney Houston impression as well, that'd be awesome. If you could do that. All right. So we'll do Cartman, Shatner, and Cartman, Shatner, and Gandhi? Oh, Stephen Hawking. That's right. Okay, Stephen Hawking. I forgot that one. Okay, all right. So Shatner. Shatner.
Nothing compares. No worries or cares. Regrets and mistakes. They are memories made.
And then, Stephen Hawking.
Never mind. I'll find someone like you. Died with nothing but the best luck you do. Don't forget me, I beg.
Then, oh, really? Oh, okay. That's all it took. It just took for me to do an impression of somebody who is a genius. Speaking about geniuses, Cartman, Barney, and Homer. All right, say, I remember you said, sometimes he lived in love, but sometimes he didn't say. Never mind, I found something like you. My head, I can't believe it. Cartman, what the hell are you talking about? Nobody ever went and touched it. Oh, yeah, you do that. You go and touch my ass and everything.
Hey, Homer, you know what they say? Sometimes it lasts alone, but sometimes it hurts instead. Sometimes it lasts alone, but sometimes it hurts instead.
Woo! It's all right. No worries, no cares, no worry, because I'll find someone like you. And I'll... Oh, someone like you.
There we go. I think that's good enough. Oh, my Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, Patrick Maliha, an amazing stand-up comedian, a wonderful performer. Folks, I think, now, Don, you're going to come back. Do I even bother walking off? Is there any point? I'll just walk over to there. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say, if I've offended anyone here tonight, I apologize. That was never my intention. It's just to have a lot of fun. Except for you, sir. I didn't care for your attitude the whole night. You staring at me, giving me fuck off face since I hit the stage. 3 minutes in, you were just angry, looking at me. This strip club is shit. But you may or may not win something, sir, so enjoy yourself. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Patrick Maliha. Hooray! Now let's get back to the...
Yay!
Come get it.
Go take a little break.